and and welcome to the In the Zone show at Mycitymymusic.com. Palm Alexander, aka the living legend KIL. One L and kill, but kill still kills. On a sad Monday in St. Louis. So if you haven't heard by now, there was a school shooting in St. Louis this morning, and it was at Central Performing Arts School VAP on the south side, and two were killed, seven injured. The gunman is dead. Tonight, and I think there's still a chance that Taylor from HPG to come down and talk about Canada, which it goes in the back burner. But nevertheless, if they come down here, we'll definitely talk. Probably nice to get some other opinions. Because as a community, we got to come together. It was just 2 days ago. I was talking with my oldest daughter, who is a senior in high school, and she applied for a job in the mall, and I was telling her, I said, listen, I know you excited about the opportunity of doing having a job, but you just got to make sure that you keep your head on a swivel. You always got to be mindful about where you are and what you're doing, and always be conscious of your surroundings. And I mean, these are just scary times. These are scary times, and for this to become normal or accepted as normal is unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. I cannot wrap my mind around the prospect when I was in school thinking about some random American terrorist shooting me and my peers. That never happened. Or being in a church or a grocery store or a department store or just out in public in general. It's happened too much. It's happened too much, and individuals who are in media, who have a larger audience, who have influence. I'm talking independently, because if you work for ABC or CBS, there are a lot of things that you can't say. You want to say, but you can't say. There's nothing wrong with that because you have bills to pay. and hopefully the program director, the news director, the general manager at these stations are understanding. So many times you hear people say, "This is not America. This is not who we are." Yes, unfortunately, it is. And unfortunately, too, politics, throw politics out the window. But you can't. But every time there's a school shooting, there have been too many. From as far as I can remember back, Columbine all the way up. As a parent, that's another thing that you have to be concerned about with your child. Taking your child to school, and there's a chance that they may not make it back home like a damn police officer, pardon me, or a firefighter. They're going to school. But it's almost like a grown up. They leave the house, and there's a chance they may not come back home. These are kids. You listen to In the Zone show, Mycitymymusic.com. Palm Alexander, aka the living legend, KIL, one Elden kill, but kill still kills. And the last thing that you want is for this to get any more politicized. But how could it not? We're in the middle of a midterm election. And St. Louis has its own issues. I just hope that there not any finger pointing. It's time for solutions. It's time for solutions. And here's the thing: you got elected officials who take money from gun lobbyists. It affects what they do. If you are a Democrat, you're a Democrat in the state of Missouri. Let me take Claire McCaskill, for example. Claire McCaskill was not one of my favorite Dems. She had to walk a fine line, just like Jay Nixon, being a governor of a conservative state like Missouri. You walk a real fine line as a Democrat, as a governor. Especially as a state senator. You have to do some things to make conservative voters happy so you can win the majority. That's politics. And sometimes that includes large money donations from the gun lobbyists. But I know I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of seeing this happen. I mean, should it's like, why should we have to live in live in fear to go outside? Let kids go to school. Hell, even go to work. Like, there's a new risk. Excuse me. There's a new danger that has become a part of what Americans, deal with. And if you're black, you just add that on to the rest of the list of things that we have to concern ourselves with, besides of the obvious, like student debt. Shit crazy. If you out there, if you praying for our city, please continue to pray for our city. All the parents, all the teachers. Pray for our mayor. Because just as a parent, and now holding the position of such a position of power and esteem, pray for her to lead the way. But it's this should not be the norm. We should not accept this as the norm. We shouldn't. Do not get so desensitized to this where you accept it. And there's a lot of people that were armchair quarterbacking, and that's why it's probably not best to read threads. I'm glad I'm not on Meta. Though I'm sure if I was on Meta, there's all kind of um, theories out there. I don't know. I don't know, but just pray for the students, pray for the families, pray for our mayor, pray for the police department. And I'm sure that, and I read, online. It was someone, I think in the St. Louis area, who was at Parkland or somewhere in the vicinity when a Parkland shooting happened, and then being that close in the vicinity of that happening again, and how that triggered an emotion. This triggered a lot of bad emotions in a lot of people that haven't got over losing a loved one or a friend. One of our newest contributors, Rodney Davis, was going to be in studio today, but it hit home. I totally understood. This is an End Zone show at Mycitymymusic.com. We need answers. We need answers. And we need solutions. And one thing that I think, maybe it's to the point that you got to treat schools the way that you treat a government facility. School, schools, our teachers, the children must be protected at all times. And please don't get me started with the weapons on the streets. I'm definitely pro gun. I believe we all have the right to bear arms. There's nothing wrong with that. Protect yourself, semi-automatic weapons, ain't nothing wrong with that. Rugers, 9 millimeters, little handguns. But some of the shit that they using out here in the streets, military weapons. My opinion, military weapons should not be on the streets. They shouldn't. Man, when I first heard the shoot about it this morning, I got numb. Didn't go on social media, because I already made a post, but I didn't go on social media because I didn't know. Well, no, I knew. I already kind of knew, but that just, I don't know. It just made you numb. It made me just so numb, and I just hated how I felt. And I go back to what I was talking about earlier, and sometimes, President Biden, he has said before, this is not us, it's not America. No, this is a part of America. Ugly. This is something that needs to be confronted. Mass shootings in schools, mass shootings in general. I mean, think about it. You go to open house with your child, right? So in addition to wondering what kind of curriculum you want your child to have, you also have to ask what kind of active shooter drills are you having? Because I would want to know. That shit is about as important to know where you go when there's a tornado. That's where it's going now. That's where it's going. You listen to the Zone Show, Mycitymymusic.com. Palm Alexander, a.k.a. the living legend, KIL. One Allen kill, but kill still kills. Mm, mm. Just, yeah, it just makes me shake my head. It really makes me shake my head. And, like, it's easy to say, like, we're better than this, we're better than this. But it's some people who actually never match up with what they say. But again, this is a reason why it's so important to be involved in the process of voting and making your voice heard collectively. Find out where your elected officials stand when it comes to guns. Find out. Find out how they vote on this shit. Find out where they're getting the money from. Find out. You will unearth a whole lot. Because they play a key role too in helping keeping the streets safe with the laws that they enact or they don't act on. That's why it's important to vote. Prayer works, but you also have to take some action with it. Anyway, I'm not going to. And listen, there's still more details that are coming out. They're probably coming out now. Even while I'm doing the show on a lighter note, because I definitely want to decompress. Don't want to have to. And I guess it's 10 minutes away, which is cool. So they're gonna come right on in. We're gonna get busy. Got some company coming in, HPG, and we will be talking about Can of Wing 4. Um, so the Blues are 3-0. How about that? The Blues are 3-0, and they play again this Wednesday night. So they play this Wednesday. They got a pretty busy week. Pretty busy week. So we're going to check the game out this Wednesday. So make sure that you guys are following me at NTZ Network on Twitter and at the Legend KIL. That's one L and kill, but kill still kills. Get you some of that inside stuff from the Blues. Is again, it's great to be connected with the Blues. They've always um, been, phenomenal in the way that they've always treated me well, and I'm grateful for the St. Louis Blues, and like I say, they they've always treated me good, and I think people who been on this journey with me, they know I've had my ups and downs and my run-ins with certain people, and I've had some definitely some bad experiences down the line. But the St. Louis Blues, from the very first time when I covered them in '04, even up to this day, I mean they've always been top notch. So I'm always grateful to them on that note. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool, and I appreciate the people that's been following. I think that as the season grow, more and more content. Like I say, we're definitely um, just just doing what we do, and that's the thing about the network. You know, it's gonna be whatever we want it to be. So um, right now it's on the Blues, and they are one they are 3-0, and they are very exciting to watch. And I don't know. I mean, I know I'm always one of the main ones, especially when baseball season starts, and talking about tempering my enthusiasm and stuff like that. But again, from the way this team has played, they coming out 3-0. I mean, red hot, and this team is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And me personally, I think they can go all the way to the Stanley Cup. They stay healthy. I think they can go with the Stanley Cup. Listen, I did watch some NBA. I did watch some NBA. I caught um, Golden State. Watch me. I tell you um, what Giannis did to the Houston Rockets Sunday was absolutely disrespectful. But I'm glad that he dog walked him as he should. Um, Watching him hit threes in transition. Milwaukee's such a deep basketball team, and Drew Holiday is one of the best point guards in the NBA. He is tough. He is extremely tough and physical. He can get to the rim. He can do whatever the hell he pleases. Drew Holiday Drew Holiday gives them what they thought they was going to get out of Eric Bledsoe. And that's why Eric Bledsoe, didn't work out. Drew Holiday was everything they thought they was going to get out of Eric Bledsoe. And, Milwaukee is a pretty big team. They got a big team, and these guys shoot threes. Lopez, Ibaka out there shooting threes. But Giannis, their bench is deep. They're my team out of these. I think Boston and the 76ers are going to end up kind of canceling each other out. And I kind of see the Heat being that second team, and then just kind of being kind of wide open, from there on out. I like the Atlanta team. They do got some young guys that are exciting to watch. You got an exciting backcourt with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. I'm a huge John Collins fan. Josh Price would tell you I've talked his ear off, Ad nauseum by John Collins. Like Charlotte, Charlotte, they're a fun team to watch. The Pistons are a fun team. Now, I expect the Pistons to be a lot better than they were a year ago. That backcourt with Ivy and Cunningham. Whew. Yeah, yeah. That's probably one of the best young backcourts um, in the East. Hands down. One of the best young backcourts in the East. Cleveland is nice. Um, the Bulls are the one thing that about the Bulls. I don't think no word on Lonzo Ball, and I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying also watching DeMar Rosen. I mean, in his prime. I mean, watching him play one-on-one basketball, it's just a thing of art. The mid-range game, the way he's able to step through and make shots at the basket and draw a foul, the upper body strength, and then he will knock down an occasional three, and he's strategic about when he decides to shoot them, and then when he do shoots them, he shoots them. So far they've always seemed to go in. When he shoots them in that way. Uh, in the West, the team to beat is still Golden State, but the two teams that that are interesting to me. Um, Number two is the Denver Nuggets. They have a lot of firepower. I still don't think they got enough uh, depth or firepower to match up with Golden State. Dallas, Dallas got a damn good team. Luca, I calls him the Luca because the Luca is every bit of a MF to deal with. He. The Luca is definitely a BMF, and his supporting cast and Spencer did with him balling. Christian Wood picking up where he left off in Houston. I was a little surprised, Houston would trade him to Dallas, because he's a hell of a player. Big guy, 7-footer, can rebound, and now, and shooting threes now. Hardaway, they got a deep team, but they Luca is right now. He's definitely top five, top 10. DeLuca. He's a BMF. Listen, the Clippers, they were my squad. They were my squad for a while. Not anymore, but still much props. Tyronn Lue is a hell of a coach. He was a Tiger killer. Couldn't stand him when he played in Nebraska. Him and Eric Piatkowski and Eric Strickland used to just tear the Tigers' ass up. Hell of a coach. One of the best coaches in the NBA. And that Clippers team, with Kawhi being part of that second unit, and I think it's kind of good though, having Kawhi being part of that second unit, you know, because I think having Kawhi and John Wall, having Kawhi and John Wall be a part of that second unit, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. But speaking about not bad at all and right on time, just as we promised and advertised, my man Taylor from HPG. What up, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Well, man, listen, man. I I'm glad I got all the bad shit out the way. Talking about the trending topic of the day. On a lighter note, I want to we missed each other this past Friday. You guys did something last week, and how'd they go?
It
You,
went pretty well. It was about an hour long. Was trying to do some editing today. I looked over some of the footage. Went pretty good. Got good angles. Getting better as we go.
and so building up for this the week of Halloween, kind of got that Super Bowl type of feel. I saw when I saw the post on IG this morning, I'm like, damn. I mean, because you guys were the first post I saw, and I'm like, it's like it's right around the corner.
Man, it's right there. I was talking to Zach about it, and he was like, man, it's stressful, because he's planning everything, and it's coming down to the wire now, and he's just saying like he can't wait till it's over, but like he's just trying to make the environment, make sure everything come through, and what I'm saying, do what it's supposed to do.
And listen, you guys kind of know what that's like too. When you have an event and the nerves. There's a lot of nerves that go into it because you want to go right. You want to be perfect, and but you already know some shit happens,
You're
right?
one person. You can only be one place at one time, and it's always something. So
And then you have to go through the other process of pleasing everybody, and that's never going to happen.
that's a job in itself. So we got a lot of work to do, but what I'm saying, it's something they put on every year, and it gets better and better. So I commend them for doing it and staying with it.
So HPG, you guys gonna have a sure you guys gonna have a table set up, or can you tell some of our viewers, some of the people that's gonna be showing up, what they should be expecting from you guys?
Man, we're gonna have a little bit of everything, man. So we'll have the brand, of course, as far as all the merch and stuff like that. We'll have products, on the merch side, as far as hats, all the way down to sweatpants. Got smoke accessories. We got the cup that you can smoke out of. That got you put ice in the bottom of it. We'll have lighters. Man, I don't want to forget anything on that, but we'll have, of course, we have the edibles. We even have topicals, pre rolls, flour. Definitely on display. So it's just we'll have a little bit of everything as far as HPG and the branding and a couple new products that we haven't had out there on when we set up. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, and it's gonna be dope. I think, and we're gonna have a real party and a good time.
Yeah, and I can just kind of sense the vibe and the energy, and like we both been around Zach, I think around these times, and he gets antsy, but I'm also excited about you guys and more people getting to know what HPG about, and like I say, I'm really grateful for Zach because introduced to great people like y'all, and then getting reconnected with Damon, so that just I love how everything kind of came full circle, man. So we all came together at the right time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's talk about community and everybody, getting around and supporting each other. And I think right now with how things are with St. Louis, I think this event is coming at a good time because it's really time for our city to unite, everybody to unite. And I think this might be, a way to kind of be able to show, hey, this is a sign that we're trying to heal this thing.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. With the events and stuff like that, that's definitely involved with the community. Just definitely trying to educate those on that, with the products and just how to dosage and anything you can abuse it, and it can become more harmful than good. So definitely, when it comes down to what I'm saying, letting people know, and that's interested in it. A lot of people are seeing it on TV nowadays, especially edibles, and I know it's a couple shows that people been acting silly on it, laughing. You laugh about it, but yeah, it gets like that. So you just knowing the product and how to dosage and stuff like that, very what I'm saying, what we need to tell each other and show each other and stuff like that, and don't misuse it. So you don't abuse it.
Because you know what I've noticed now, especially with cannabis, it's more it's getting more mainstream. They're talking about it in newscasts almost on a regular basis. You seeing more um, mainstream type of advertisement. You starting to even see more political ads going in that direction. Again, I think we talked about this before with the vote coming around in a couple of weeks. Um, how are you feeling about this about legalization in St. Louis?
Ooh, man, that's a good topic. It's I'm gonna say like this: it's pros and cons to it, but overall, I think it's a good thing as far as it legalizing it. It's got some good benefits to it. I'll say that. It's a little wordplay in it as well. But like I say, I feel like it can get like come 2 years from now, anything that it's not working for us, I feel like we could probably fix it, or hopefully we can fix it. So, but my main thing is it's gonna become recreational here, and then some of the people that are locked up for it, somewhat kind of are gonna get released. So it's gonna help us out as a community in a whole, and then it's gonna create jobs and an atmosphere for people to make a living off of it, whether they dealing with it with a licensed dispensary or just dealing with it on where you can consume it, or just a business that's got products for cannabis, in different levels and ways. So I mean, it's already a resource, and when it come down to carports, clothing, you name it, you can build drywall with it. It's a substance that's got a good elastic format to it that's got strength. So there's just so many ways that it benefits us. And then as far as on it being recreational, it's 10 times better than alcohol. So I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a little worded, a little different. You know what I'm saying, as far as like how it's gonna help us. But I think in overall, it's beneficial, and it's gonna get better with time. So
Yeah,
I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? It just a little wordplay, and then it's kind of people feel like they want something handed to them, and of course money is the tool that gonna get you the licensing and all that type of stuff. But as far as nothing's gonna be handed to you, so you gotta work for it. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah.
adapt
Is
to
you
it.
with you?
Yeah, this is AC.
Come on up, bro.
You sit down, AC. How you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. So our other guest coming in the studio is
AC.
AC. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing today?
All right, we doing good, man. We talking about cannabis and the Cannaween in St. Louis, the big event this week. Tell some of our listeners about some of the stuff that you do involved in the cannabis industry.
Yes, sir, man. I'm AC Burgess. I'm with Loud Bank Garden Supplies, located at 8445 Natural Bridge, right near Hanley, and I have all the things that you need to grow some good medical or adult use cannabis.
And it's coming at the right time with you being an entrepreneur. Patients want to grow their own plants. No difference from a person want to grow their own lettuce and peppers and things like that. So you come along at the right time.
Oh yeah, exactly, man. I've been planning this since 2014. I'm looking forward to the day. I was excited when the medical kicked in, and so I started out as an online website and selling grow products, and then just worked my way up just by grinding and to get to a brick and mortar. Finally found it, and that's where I'm at now.
Did you ever foresee that day when okay it became acceptable or mainstream?
Man, I thought I'd never see the day. That's why I'm looking so forward to it. When California made it legal, I got a chance to travel out to Colorado also, and so I got to see how the market was and see how things worked a little bit. Got to know quite a few people. So yeah, man, I was just we all blessed to see this day where we can grow freely, and be able to smoke freely and medicate as we please, man. It's only a plan.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too. I think that uh, older people, especially black people, educating themselves uh, on the benefits of the plant. Compared to opioids, which which are designed to keep you hooked on them, so you constantly run back to the pharmacist, paying your money, then create more symptoms, and then you get even worse down the line. You know, like cough syrup or whatnot. You know, it destroy your organs. You know, eventually. You know,
Absolutely amazing how that works, isn't it?
yeah,
They heal you and they kill you all at the same time. It's absolutely amazing.
yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna fix this muffler, but when I get through, you better believe you're gonna get a flat tire.
That's my man AC joining us in the studio and the founder of HPG. I'm glad that both you guys are in the studio. Next question I want to ask you, AC, real quick. I know we running short on time, but still, I really appreciate your time. Um, the farmers over in Kinlock, and when I see that Snooks distribution center, and I'm like, okay, that's nice or whatnot, but I'm thinking about those brothers I used to see all the time farming in the heat, you know, and they could have been making hundreds and maybe millions of dollars off hemp right now. A lot of opportunities were missed. How important is it to establish something so another generation don't have to go through what they went through?
And it's very important that we pass these trades and these skills down to these kids, man. You know, these kids, some of them think that food just comes from a box, man. Never seen a tomato plant or a vegetable, man. So it's very important that we pass these skills down. And you know, the farmers out here in the fields, they doing this because they love it. It ain't no lot of money, but it's like when you go fishing and you catch a fish, or when you see that tomato grow, or you see them peaches on that tree and them blooms, or when we see them buds come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Same thing, bro. Same thing. Very important. Good question.
All right, I appreciate that. And Taylor, tell our listeners the best way to keep up with you in HPG.
Man, the best way to follow us is go follow us on Instagram _HPG2019. You can direct message us. You can get information on what event we got going on Be At, or you know, just stay informed of what we got going on. The best way to do that is through Instagram. So hit us up, follow us. Let us know what you want to do. If you got dreams of growing, we can consult with you. Or if you got problems, issues, need clones, anything, just hit us up.
All right, and AC, you got any social media page where people can keep up with you?
Yes, sir. Just about any social media you go to, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can find the Loud Bank on there. Loud Bank Garden Supplies. And we're located at 8445 Natural Bridge here in St. Louis. Our number is 314-265-1330.
All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. Even for this brief moment, you guys kicked a whole lot of knowledge, and definitely would love to keep this conversation going.
Appreciate you having us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
All right, so this concludes this episode of the In the Zone show. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow night for That's Football with Will Freeman and Josh Price. Make sure that you stay tuned to the In the Zone Network. We're going to be down there for Halloween, big event, the community showing out, great networking opportunities. I want to thank my sponsors at Cafe Piazza. I want to thank all the listeners and the viewers for taking this ride with us again. So until next time, we're going city to city, state to state, worldwide. You're listening to In the Zone, and this is the network. All right, we clear.